Hey there everybody, this is Eagle, another video here. I just want to show you a few basic chords this morning. It'll help you a whole lot on your guitar playing. It's just basic chords that every guitar player should learn and practice, and it's fairly easy. Here it's a G, okay, and then you have D, okay. These are all major chords, and this is C, okay. So you have G major, okay. You have a D major, okay, and you have a C major, okay. And the way to play those chords is, we'll start off with the G chord first. Very simple, okay. You take your pointer finger here, okay, place it on the 2nd fret, okay, on the A string, alright, the 2nd fret here on the A string, which will be the 5th string, okay. E, B, G, D, A, E. That would be the strings, so it'll help you to learn when I'm playing chords of how the strings are. So once again, that's E, B, G, D, A, E. Now, an easy way that I could remember that, and it's an old saying here, but I tweaked it just a little bit for myself. But it used to be, every boy good deserves an eclair. Well, I thought that was kind of corny, so I decided to make it a little bit of my own thing here. So, Eagles believe God does awesome endeavors. Once again, Eagles believe God does awesome endeavors. E, B, G, D, A, E. That's going to help you a whole lot to remember just those strings there when you're learning how to play different chords. So once again, we have the G chord, G major, okay, and the proper way to play that is, once again, you take your pointer finger and you put it on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, okay, which would be the A string. You take your middle finger and put it on the 3rd fret on the low E string. So you have your pointer here, okay, on the A string on the 2nd fret, and you have your middle finger on the 3rd fret on the low E string, okay, and then you take your ring finger and put it again on the 3rd fret on the high E string. So it sounds like this. Very clear. And it's it's like one of the very first basic chords that every guitar player should know. Okay, so once again. Alright, now we'll go down here to D. Okay, and this is the D major. Okay, and what you want to do is, you really only want to play the E, the B, the G, and the D string to play that, to make that chord sound right. Okay, so here's the fingering for the D major chord. You take your pointer finger, put it on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, okay, which would be the G string, E, B, G. Okay, so, and then you take your middle finger again on the 2nd fret on the high E string, okay, and take your ring finger and you're going to put it in between your two fingers right there, okay, and you're going to put it on the B string. So you have your first finger, your index finger here on the 2nd fret, okay, on the G string. You have your middle finger on the 2nd fret on the high E string, and you have your ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string. And it sounds like this. And you want to hit the first 4 strings so it sounds like this. Okay? Alright, and that's the D major chord. Alright, so far you have G major, okay, and now you have D major, okay, and now we're going to learn the C major chord. Very first chords any guitar player should learn. G, C, and D. And you will find that song, the more you learn and the more you play, that this G, C, and D chords are like some of the most prominent and the most dominant chords in probably 90% of music you'll hear in any genre. Blues, rock, rap, whatever you want to listen to, you will hear the G, C, and the D chords within these songs. It's just changing the what you call the strumming pattern, your right hand pattern. You're changing the strumming pattern, and you're changing the chord pattern. So instead of playing G, D, C, you could play C, D, G. So you just learn with it and practice with it, and you'll get the feeling of how it goes. But anyway, here's the C major chord, and this will be the last chord I'll show you for today. Okay, it's a very simple chord as well. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take your index, your index finger, your first finger here, okay, and you want to put it on the first fret, okay, on the second string, okay, which would be the B string, okay, and then you want to take your middle finger and you want to put it on the second fret, okay, of the D string, which would be the fourth string, okay, and then you want to take your middle finger, or your ring finger, and you want to put it on the third fret of the A string. So it sounds like this. Okay, so once again, you have your index finger, your first finger here on the first fret on the second string, okay, which would be the B string. Okay, you have your middle finger here on the second fret, okay, of the fourth string, which would be the D string, okay, and you want to take your ring finger and you want to put it on the third fret of the A string. Okay, so you'll have, once again, this. So here's the chords I showed you in progression. Here's G. Okay, these are all major chords now. G major. You have D major. Okay, and you have C major. Okay, now you could just play around with those chords. You learn them and everything, and you can play around with them and change them. You can. All I'm doing is I'm just changing my strumming pattern to change these chords around. So you just got to work with your left hand and your right hand together and make a strumming pattern. Okay, so you have G, C, back to G. And you could change the strumming pattern around any way you'd like. Okay, that's my lesson for today. I hope you learned well from this, and I hope I was able to explain it to you in a very, childlike way, so everybody can understand it and learn it. And I hope I was able to inspire somebody today and pick up their guitar and learn these chords. And it's so much easier than it really looks and sounds when you hear it in your favorite songs or your favorite bands or whatever. It's so much easier once you pick the guitar up and you learn a few chords, and you'd be surprised at how long a ways these three chords can go for you. Just the G major, the C major, and the D major. And you could change your strumming pattern if you know any strumming techniques, alternate picking, finger picking, however you can change them from, you could start off and and it just sounds it changes the whole sound of it, but yet it's the same three chords I'm using. So I hope you had got something from that. God bless you all, and till next time, this is Eagle out. Peace.